Hello fellow game devs, today I'm gonna show you key mistakes some game developers make that you should definitely avoid. Let's get started. Before we start, if you'd like to see more content like this, such as devlogs, tutorials, or educational videos like this, make sure you subscribe. So I would like to start by saying the first mistake when making a game, and it is making your dream game first without actual prior experience with making games. Before making your dream game, it is very ideal to already have experience making games to build the discipline to make your game. By making your dream game first, you can set quite high expectations without knowing what is actually possible within your current scope or ability. It is like taking big bites off of a food that is unfamiliar to you. It is better to taste it first. So by making a small game first, you get to know what it's actually like and decide if the game engine you use is for you, or decide whether you like being a game dev in general. The second mistake fellow beginning game devs make is not building an audience while making their games. If you aren't documenting your game dev progress through some sort of social media and keeping this a secret, your game isn't gonna have people looking forward to it. So gradually building an audience, your game will have some people following. So start posting screenshots or short GIFs on Instagram, Pinterest, or even devlogs on YouTube, or start a blog somewhere. The third mistake is being a huge perfectionist. This includes things like taking too long to pick the perfect game engine that will work for you, spending too long making sprite designs, abandoning projects because you think it'll make a better one. Being a perfectionist is not wrong by any means, but being too much of one is not good. So here are some ways to not be such a huge perfectionist. One thing is, you could do an exercise where you start a timer and you freestyle or draw whatever you want within 2 minutes. Another way is to join and participate in a game jam, so you're forced with not a lot of time. The fourth mistake is underestimating how long it can take to make a game. A small quick tip to help you in your game dev journey is doubling your expected time to finish the game. If you think it'll take a week, then say 2 weeks. And by thinking your game will take sooner than it actually is super common. This video is getting a little too long, so I'd like to go through the rest of the mistakes quickly. The fifth mistake is picking more than one game engine. So an example of this is when people say, I'm gonna pick Godot, then Unity, then I'm gonna get a job for Unreal Engine. Trust me, sticking to more than one engine is a waste of time in the long run. If you're not learning the basics in Godot or Construct, then move to Unity. The skills won't transfer anyway, so you're basically starting from square one. But it's only okay to choose more than one engine if you're trying to pick the right one, so you're like trying out many different engines. Or if you find out that for some reason that you have to move to another game engine, only if you have to. But you get the idea. Don't stick to more than one engine in the long term unless you have to. And finally, the last one is making side projects. So when you make a game, you decide to make another one. It is ideal to stick to only one game at a time. So to recap, firstly is to make a basic game before your dream game. Then build an audience when making a game. Don't be such a huge perfectionist. Double the time you think it'll take to make a game. Pick one engine to stick to in the long term, and don't make side projects. Speaking of game dev mistakes, click on this video if you want to see me debunking common game dev excuses.